Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be looking at simultaneous equations. So for our first example, we have 3x plus 4y equaling 18 and 2x plus 4y equaling 16. So now what we do is we need to get rid of x or the y, because then after that it just becomes a normal uh, equation where you just find x, you just find y, which I've covered in another video. So, anyways, so here we already have 4y on both sides. So what we can do is we can minus one of the equations. So in this one, we're going to minus 2x plus 4y equaling 16. So 3x plus 4y equals 18 minus 2x plus 4y equaling 60. 3x minus 2x is x, 4y minus 4y is 0, and 18 minus 16 is 2. So that's how you figure x or y. In other questions, it could be like A and T or some random letters, but you have to figure one out first. And then we just pick one of the equations, and then we substitute the letter you found. In this case, it's x. So place here x equaling 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. And then this is just a classic equation. So what you do to one side, you do to the other side, which I've covered in another video, how to solve simple algebraic equations. If you haven't seen that video, I recommend going seeing that now, because it actually helps this bit. So anyway, we're just going to continue. So 4y equals 12, so you divide by 4, so y equals 3. So now we're going to get, okay, I just forgot to say, you have to always write it in, right at the end. So x equals 2, y equals 3. So anyway, moving on. So the next thing we do. So here we've got roughly the same thing. Okay. But this time, if you minus the bottom equation from the top equation, you get 2y equals 6. Okay. And then after that, it's just a simple equation. Because like in the previous one, you got directly what you needed. And this one is 2y. So what do you do here? Well, it's just a normal equation. You just divide both sides by 2 to get y equals 3. Exactly what we did before. We substitute. So x plus 4y equals 13. That's the equation I've chosen. Doesn't really matter out of the two. Okay, so now we substitute x plus 12 equals 13. So minus 12 from both sides, x equals 1. And then we write it in at the bottom. So that's our simple simultaneous equations. Let's do one more. So in this case, because we don't actually have like one type that's just common. Like here we had the x's which were common. You didn't have to do anything to the equation. Here we had the y's that were common. Here we don't have anything like that. So what do you do now? So it's the same principle. What you do to one side, you do to the other side, but you only do it to one equation. So I've chosen to get 4x on both sides. So this 2x, all it has to do is times by 2. So that's what we do. We times this first equation by 2. And that's 4x plus 10y equals 32. And after that, it's just simply what we've just done earlier. So then we minus the bottom equation. So then 7y equals 14, y equals 2. And then we substitute. You can choose any of these four, it really does not matter. But I've chosen the first one, 2x plus 5y equals 16. So if we substitute y as 2x plus 10 equals 16, then 2x plus equals 6, then dividing by 2, x equals 3. Have a go at, okay, we have to write it in. I keep forgetting to say that, but let's continue. Try these 3 practice questions. I'm going to continue now. If you need more time, pause the video. So the first one, we've already got a common number, 5y. So we minus one of the equations. I chose the bottom one, which gives us x equals 2, because 13 minus 11 is 2. 4x minus 3x is x. 5y minus 5y is 0. So then we substitute. So 4x plus 5y equals 13 is the equation I've chosen. X, then we substitute x, so 4 times 2 is 8. So then what we do to one side, we do to the other side. So we minus 8 from both sides, 5y equals 5, y equals 1. Then we write in at the bottom. If you just want to check, all you have to do is basically substitute the two equations, and if they both are correct, then you're good to go, and you've got it right. So just a demonstration, top equation. So 4 times 2 equals 8, plus 5 times 1, which is 5. So 8 plus 5 equals 13. Then here, 3 times 2 equals 6, plus 5 times 1 5. So then 6 plus 5 is 11. So that's all correct. So that's how we know it's correct. You don't have to redo the whole steps just to get it right again. So anyway, next one. So here we got the commons of 3x. So minusing the bottom equation because it's just the smaller numbers. 3y equals 6. So then divide both sides by 3, y equals 2. And then after that, oh yeah, I've chosen 3x plus 3y equals 15 to substitute. So 3x plus 6 equals 15 because 3 times 2, which is y equals 6. What we do to one side, we do to the other side. So 3x plus 6 equals 15, so we minus both sides by 6. 3x equals 9. So then dividing both sides by 3, x equals 3. And then last question. So I've chosen to get the common one, 8y. If you like, you could go for 15x, because that is a possible way of doing it, but I just see 8y is easier, so I'm going to go with that. So, oh yeah, we have to write it in. Forgot that again. So here we go. So bottom equation was times by 2 to get 10x plus 8y equals 50. And then this time we're going to minus the top equation, because I find it's easier to have the bigger numbers minus by the smaller numbers. So in this case, 10x minus 3 is 7x, and 50 minus 43 is 7. I prefer them to be positive numbers than negative numbers, because if we minused it from the bottom equation, it'd be minus 7x equals minus 7, which is just a little harder for me. So anyway, carrying on, dividing both sides by 7 gives you x equals 1. And then after that, it's just substitution. So I pick 5x plus 4y equals 25. Substituting 5x equals 5 plus 4y equals 25, so minus both sides by 5. 4y equals 20, divided by 4 gives us y equals 5. Just writing it in at the bottom. So that's half of what you need to know for simultaneous equations. Second half is what if you have negative numbers. So in this case, instead of minusing them together, you can just add them to each other. So okay, so if we add the first equation together, we get 3x plus minus 2y equals x, 5y plus 5 minus 5y equaling 0, 19 plus minus 16, which equals 3. So I need to do a video on negative numbers. That'll come out shortly, but yeah, that'll come out shortly. But quick summary: negative plus a negative equals a positive. Negative plus a positive equals a negative. That's the quick summary of it, but I'll do another video on that in detail. So now I've got x equals 3. Now it's just substitution. So I've chosen the top equation. So then y equals 2, and then we write it in at the bottom. Didn't forget it that time. So here, we'll times the top equation by 2 to get minus 4x plus 10y equals 28. So then we can just add them together, and then the x's just cancel each other out. This gives us 13y equaling 52. So then divide both sides by 13, y equals 4. And then we substitute, so minus 2x plus 5y equaling 14. Substituting y for 4, 5 times 4 is 20. Minusing both sides by 20, minus 2x equals 6. And then dividing both sides by minus 2 equals x equaling 3. And then write it on the bottom. So that's simply simultaneous equations. So let's go ahead and do some practice questions. and go. Okay, I'm going to continue now. Pause the video if you need more time. So the first one, you've already got a common number, so you can just add them because they're negative. And that gives us x equaling 5, because 26 plus minus 21 is 5. Anyway, so substituting, I picked 4x, 4 times 5 is 20, and then we minus both sides with 20 to get 2y equals 6, then y equals 3. Write it at the bottom. This time I did not forget. Okay, so next equation. We've got minus 6, because I times the top equation by 2. Minus 6x plus 10y equals minus 8. So then if we add those two together, get 12y equals 12, and y equals 1, substituting minus 3x plus 5y equals minus 4, minus 3x plus 5 equals minus 4. This then gets to minus 3x equals minus 9, so then x equals 3. And then x equals 3, and then y equals 1, you just write it at the bottom. So that's all for the video. Like and hit that subscribe button. If you didn't fully understand what I did near the end, go watch my 1, 2, 3 step can't say it, algebraical equations video. That will help you on that final bit. But other than that, everything in the video you should know. If you need any help on the negative numbers, I will be making that video shortly, so go ahead and see that when it releases. So, until next time, bye!